Well, that's a good question. I have no idea.
Dipper's a friend that we play poker with, and he got really drunk one night. Apparently, I can have a sister, so I guess I won her in the game. I don't know if she's okay with
Yeah,
that.
yeah. As soon as he started drinking, he mentioned 100 times how he wanted Rob to date his sister, and then he showed Rob a picture of his sister, and she's like a cheerleader, but she's a cheerleader for the Blasts. The Blast? Yeah,
Yeah, it's
she's like
indoor
a
soccer.
soccer. Yeah, some lowly attended indoor soccer team. That's not like being a Ravens cheerleader.
What do you think? Yeah, on being like an NFL cheerleader, that's generally, let's just call that a 10.
Okay.
What would be an indoor soccer cheerleader?
Well, you got to think of what's below it. I mean, there's not much. Okay, so I watched my alma mater play football. They won the 4A State Maryland Championship. Old Mill did. And then they panned over to the cheerleaders. Those cheerleaders would be a 1. So if you put the NFL cheerleaders at the highest, 10, and the Old Mill Patriots cheerleaders at a 1, being the lowest. And since they're high school kids, I'm not going to say any more, but if you
Right.
check out a replay
They're
of
already
that
crying, Joe.
and you take a look at these cheerleaders, you can form your own opinion. I will say that since I went there, they've gone downhill a little bit in the cheerleading department. Anyway,
What about a cheerleading, like a high school in like Miami or LA or some really nice area?
yeah, no, I'm sure. Well, listen, I'm sure that in most high schools, the cheerleaders are under $2. I'm sure they don't have to order special uniforms like they did for these cheerleaders I saw. I really don't want to talk about it. I think that's mean.
But I think a cheerleader in like some nice area like Miami or LA, they're going to be hotter than the Baltimore Blast cheerleaders.
Oh, you're talking about high school cheerleaders in warm climates are going to be better looking than the Baltimore Blast. Yeah, I mean, you can't be a professional Baltimore Blast cheerleader, meaning that can't be your career. They probably make
Yeah.
$50 a game, if that.
If that, yeah, because the NFL cheerleaders have to have a career. They don't make a living.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, I bet you that's to the point where if you show up, you make the team. It's like it's like when I played at Arden on the Severn basketball. If you came to the tryouts, there was no tryout. You were on the team, and then you just carried a roster of everybody who was there.
But the ugly cheerleaders only play like the third quarter. They only cheer like for one quarter of the game. They don't have to cheer the whole game. Because I remember when we played basketball when I was a kid, you had to play one quarter, even if you were the worst player.
I see what you're saying.
So
Yeah.
I'm saying, put out the fat cheerleader. All right, it's the second quarter. This is the least important quarter of the game. Go
Well,
cheer.
what do you say? I mean, when I was in high school, they had cheerleading tryouts. Not everybody made the team. And
Right.
so they had the cheerleaders, and then if you didn't make it, you tried out for Palms, which was the next. And then if you didn't make that, then I think the fat ones were flags, and that was where all the fat girls, they spun the flags around. Well, again, I don't want to get too much into it, but I saw a lot of flags
Too
wearing
late.
cheerleading uniforms when I saw my alma mater play football. They are not the same as when I went there.
Well, because I know growing up, when I played sports as a kid, you had to to win. You had to get a trophy. If you won, you got a trophy. But now everyone pretty much just gets a trophy because they don't.
Well,
There's less emphasis on competition. So has that gone into like cheerleading? Do they not want to cut anyone? Can anyone be a cheerleader?
I can't imagine that's true because, I mean, you know how much money it has to cost because they can't use the regular uniforms for what I saw. They had to get new uniforms,
Right.
special ordered for the cheerleaders that I saw. They couldn't just. I don't know. Do you turn in your cheerleading uniforms? I assume you do. When I played basketball, you turned in your uniform at the end.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, you can't have some 220-pound, 16-year-old Becky doing flips and stuff and throwing her up in the air.
No, those girls
No,
provide a
no.
strong base for the pyramid.
Yeah.
They're the
Well, that
base.
was just one giant base in
Right.
this pyramid.
Just one
It was
girl.
more like a floor. It was like a foundation. That's what they built.
So what we're saying, Dipper, just because your sister's a cheerleader for the Baltimore Blast, I think we're throwing the word cheerleader around a little too lightly here,
Right.
a little too easily.
Well, you shouldn't be so mean. What if if you meet her, it'll be awkward.
But it's not even like it's indoor soccer. It's like it's already soccer, and now it's indoor soccer.
Oh, I'll bet you anything that the The Galaxy has good-looking cheerleaders.
Okay, that's L.A. Galaxy. That's
Where
but that's
Beckham plays?
outdoor soccer.